Good evening. The crisis for the Roman Catholic Church over child sex abuse has deepened tonight. Pope Benedict is facing claims that back in the 1980s he was reluctant to take action against an American priest who'd abused children. A letter signed by Cardinal Ratzinger, as he then was, warns that sacking the priest might damage the good of the Church. Our religious affairs correspondent Robert Pigott has the story.
He's the autocratic leader of an absolute monarchy. But the sex abuse scandal has put Pope Benedict under unprecedented pressure. Even in Rome, surrounded by the Catholic faithful, the Pope has been feeling the impact of a barrage of criticism. Tonight came the latest blow, evidence that the Pope resisted the defrocking of this man, Stephen Keasley, out of concern for the scandal it would cause. Keasley had abused 2 boys at this Catholic school in California, and in 1981, the Los Angeles diocese asked to have him defrocked. But the Pope, then Cardinal Ratzinger, pleaded for more time, asking the diocese to consider the good of the universal Church. The Vatican has accepted that this is the Pope's signature. The Vatican now faces a crisis of truly global proportions, and one which it's clearly unable to solve by itself. There's evidence tonight that Pope Benedict will soon impose far-reaching rules, forcing every national Catholic church in the world to imitate the radical steps taken by the Church in England and Wales. That would mean a zero-tolerance policy, including suspending priests accused of abuse, reporting them to the police, and rapidly defrocking those found guilty. Catholic writers say reports leaking from the Vatican suggest a historic change in policy.
The Vatican is now saying to the whole church, wherever it is in the world, you have to deal with these cases transparently. You have to make sure that the civil authorities are brought in at the earliest stage, that there is no excuse anymore for dealing with anything behind closed doors.
The Pope's own spokesman, Father Federico Lombardi, told Catholic churches today the only way they'd regain trust was to end secrecy and report all abuse to the police. But Patrick Raggett, who was assaulted by a priest as a child, says the Vatican can't solve the crisis without addressing past abuse.
It's okay for the Pope to talk about offering moral support and meeting victims, but what the Catholic Church tends to do is to really dig its heels in on offering fair compensation to victims.
Padre Santo,
a few days ago, the Pope's deputy told him to ignore idle gossip. It seems from the Vatican's dramatic change in tone that it's finally realised the plight the worldwide church is in. Robert Pigott, BBC News.